All right, so this week we got psychology and discipline, mastering your mind. Ultimately, that's how you master your trades. So it's not that you're battling the market when you're trading, it's a fight against yourself. I tell everyone when they first learn trading, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You might think you got everything together. I'm not emotional. I don't do this, I don't do that. Guarantee you, you start trading, you'll learn how emotional you are and that you need more discipline. I've I've I don't think I've met anyone who started trading and was like, I was just made for trading ironclad with all my emotions, discipline, and just the person you are. It develops you into the person you're going to be. It's a very developmental process. You find out a lot about yourself when you're in those pressure situations. So the market isn't emotional, you are. The market has no feelings, doesn't know your account balance. It doesn't care about your losses from yesterday or the previous month. Um, it doesn't owe you anything, doesn't owe you a winning trade, doesn't owe you a clean setup. Ultimately, your decisions determine your emotions determine your decisions, and your decisions end up determining your results. So we want to just kind of keep a wrap on our emotional tendencies and kind of just navigate the market just by data. So if it's at our area or if it's at a zone, it's at a fair value gap, whatever it is, that's where we want to operate. We don't want any emotions in there because that's when things get skewed. So successful traders, they don't eliminate emotions overall. They just control them. So we learn to control our emotions and overall we can control our trading. So what does emotional trading look like? Some of this right here. Anger, fear, anxiety, overconfidence, that's a good one, and desperation. All of those are emotions that you're going to go through. Trading's a roller coaster. Every day is different. You might have a great 2 days, 3 day run, and have a horrible fourth day. But if you can control your emotions along the way, you won't be overconfident and then have that big drop off and be desperate and pissed off that you lost all this money. If you just stay emotionally stable and control your emotions, you should be fine going through the highs and lows. Never get too high, never get too low. And in the end, you never burn out like that. So just follow your rules, not your emotions. All right, this is a good one. Fear of missing out. We've all been through this. Trying to catch every move, setup to setup. The setups are always there, but sometimes it's like being in a desert and you're walking, you start seeing shit that ain't there. Um, and you're kind of willing the move to come, or just getting moves that aren't the move and are unnecessary to even be in just because you got the fear of missing out. You just got that itch that you want to trade and you got to do it. So that usually comes by usually creates bad entries, big stop losses because you're just let me give it some room to breathe. It'll come back. That never works. Um and worse risk to reward. You're willing to go lower than your typical RR. And at the end of the day, all that's just breaking your trading rules. So stick to your trading rules. You're not missing out on anything. Wait for the next setup. Wait for it to come to your zone. and make sure you're there for that one. Make sure you got your ammo and you haven't burnt out or blown your account chasing the FOMO. Another good one right here. Controlling your emotions and not revenge trading is the fastest way to definitely blow an account. Take one loss and you're like, I'm gonna make it right back. Next thing you know, $2,000 down, account blown. So you take that first loss, builds the frustration. You're like, you know what? Let me get my get back. I'm gonna go double. You go double, you get beat then, take another loss. Now you're like, all right, let me get back triple. Doesn't go your way. Take another loss. Before you know it, you got no ammo left. You're done. That's why we always say live to trade another day. Let your runners run, cut your losers early. Preserve capital. That's the name of the game. If you have no capital, can't trade. So don't be emotional. Don't give the market anything that they don't deserve. Don't sacrifice 80 bucks, 20 bucks on just 50-50 trades that break your trading rules. It's not worth it. Just control your emotions, control just you being active on the charts. You can look at the charts without trading. And you have to master that to be good at trading. So because of all these, what we just talked about, you have to know when to walk away, give yourself a timeout, essentially. Because if you're taking a number of losses or you're just beat down from the emotions, step away, give yourself some time to breathe, reset, get your mind right, and come back. Because it's better to do that and have an account to come back to than to just go off the Richter and end up blowing your account. And then you have to buy another account or wait till payday to get another account when you could have just relaxed, got your mind together, and came back better and ready to attack the next setup. So just overall notice that when you need to walk away, when you're too out of your homeostasis and just kind of your logical thinking when you're chasing things and whatnot, just take a break, walk away. That's the beauty about trading. You can sit down whenever, anytime in the day, minus like 2 hours. So take a break, come back the next day, you're not missing anything. Just always remember there will be another trade, another setup. There's no need to rush it. All right. Trading overall isn't about more, it's about trading better. So you don't need to be on the charts all day. You just need that setup. Get in, get out, get the bag and run. And then go on, do stuff in your life, real life stuff, and then come back the next day and let's do it all again. But we compartmentalize how much we're on the charts because there's no need to be on there. We're looking for freedom. We're not looking for another job. Our job's not to be here for 8 hours staring at this chart, trying to be in every move. That's greedy. Let's just get our move. They usually give it to us every morning in the New York session. We play off of the setup they give us, we get our money, and we go on with our life. So you're always waiting on the position. There's no setup. We don't trade for the day. That's where the patience comes in. There are days that we look at it and say, it's not the day. And you have to know that, be real with yourself. And like I said before, you can't force things to happen. So if it's not there, it's not there. Let's go do something else. We'll obviously put our alerts in and things of that nature, but we're not going to actively trade or waste time watching something that's not there. So we'll just wait for the next high probability opportunity and take our shot. So around all this, you need to build a routine. You need to know when you're going to sleep, wake up, do your preparation, prayer, meditate, get your coffee in, hydrate, stretch, work out, all these things before you even sit down to trade. Review higher time frames, top-down analysis. We spoke about that, went in depth over that. Make sure you're doing that every day. Mark your key levels from the day before, and it'll kind of just build as you do it day to day. Just make sure you're color coding and you have a way to recognize all those levels. Check on the news. Do we have anything that's going to be a catalyst to move price in our direction? We need to know that and anticipate that and factor that in our trades for the day. And ultimately decide your max risk. That'll also be dictated by how much news or potential volatility will be in the market. And then we can decide how much risk we want to take on around those news outlets and whatnot. But being prepared creates confidence and gives you the roadmap to success. Discipline over motivation. Motivation comes and goes, discipline stays. What does that mean? Showing up, consistency every morning, following your rules to a T, not breaking them. If it doesn't meet the criteria or it's outside of our trading plan or trading time, we ain't doing it. Overall, the rules protect yourself. Managing risk, always managing risk. That's the name of the game. Like I said, if you protect your capital, you can have the ability to make something. If you blow your capital, you ain't making nothing. Stopping when you're done, not going back in 100%. Use that lockout tool if you're on Top Step, or just build that natural discipline just to say, hey, I'm done for the day. Let me go do something. And it also helps if you add in some actual impact or purposeful things that you can do, things that you might not have been able to do before. Now that you have trading, opens up a little bit more time, freedom for you. Do something that you love to do or something impactful. Takes you away from the charts and you're giving back something to yourself or your family or your community. And even when you don't feel like that's just the same as showing up, there's some mornings I don't want to get up and trade, but I do it because the market plays the consistence. The consistent traders, those are the ones that make money. The ones that show up whenever they're ready to trade, and Monday feels good. Thursday I feel good to trade. Those are the ones that it's too hot and cold, and really just they don't build the consistency to be successful. Has to be an everyday thing. Even if you don't trade, gotta show up every day. But ultimately, your habits, they create your success. So make showing up every day your number one habit. Every great trader has losing days, 100%. They don't define you, but your response does. I have losing days still. I try to minimize them 100%, and there's different ways that I do that on a daily. Some of you guys know um those techniques, but overall, the losses are going to come. Wins and losses come with getting to that success. So, but it's about maximizing wins and minimizing losses. Can't ever be 100% no losses, but if I take 1 or 2 losses out of 20 trades, I'll take that all day. If you keep within your rules, there's no way you're not profitable. So always, like I said before, have your checklist. Did I follow my rules? Did I protect my capital? And did I learn something? You should be learning something every day, even if it's little tweaks in your system that can make it better. And that comes from doing analysis, self-reflect, and your journaling, as we spoke of 2 weeks ago. Make sure you're documenting, because if life can get busy, you can forget things. But if you have it documented, you'll start to see the trend and be always making yourself 1% better every day, every week. At the end of the day, your mind and mindset is your biggest edge. Most traders think the secret is another strategy. At the end of the day, it's your mind, it's the person, the individual, thought process, discipline, and psychology. I can teach you the strategy and you still fail. It just means that something's up. It could be greed, could be um just no discipline. There's a number of things that could be. But at the end of the day, you can learn every strategy under the sun and still not be profitable if you don't master your mind and your mindset. So, discipline, patience, consistency, and emotional control. We went over all these things. This is what you need to master. Focus on this, and then you can master any part of trading because you'll have the foundation to do so. All starts in the mind though. So that's all I had for you guys today. My final challenge to y'all though is to tie up everything we've done over the last 12 weeks. Everything ties together essentially. And this is the final piece. So you gotta think. We went over fair value gaps, liquidity, confluences, journaling, um, the whole nine on how to read charts, where to get started. But like I said, none of that matters if you don't master psychology and your mindset. So to tie everything together, we're gonna do a little journaling, making sure that you checked off each part of this 12-week series in your week, making sure you've done your top-down analysis, your preparation before trades, your homework on news, everything regarding your risk and reward while in the trade, your confluences and confirmations of taking the trade, just the whole nine with the trader setup. Make sure you're taking um all the advice and crossing off all the boxes of what we talked about. And journal if you have a better week than usual. I know that these things are gonna up your trading, but just so you need to see proof for on those days where you need a reminder, go through your journal and it can remind you, hey, just stick to the plan, do these things, cross off these boxes, and control your emotions and just keep it pushing. Because the market pays those who continuously show up. And not just show up just to be there. Show up ready, preparation done, mindset right, ready to attack the market. But thank you guys for tapping in. That's all I got for this last week, final week 12. And I'll post these visuals in the chat as well. All right, peace, guys.